I do like the color.
Mei Xu started making candles 18 years ago in the basement of her Maryland home, molding them in soup cans. Today, she runs the Chesapeake Bay Candle Company, which brings in nearly $90 million a year. As her business boomed, she moved manufacturing operations to China to take advantage of the low cost of labor. But as Chinese labor costs rose, she was forced to lay off many of her workers.
4 years ago, this factory in Hangzhou, China was filled with assembly lines like this one. Back then, there were 2,000 workers here. Now, it's down to 300.
And the labor cost also, over the last 2 decades in China, has built up to a level already where in the last 5 years, for example, it's been up by 30% every year.
Add rising fuel costs for transporting candles halfway around the world, and Mei Xu said the advantage of doing business in China disappeared. Now she's relocated jobs from China to the U.S., but not nearly as many. A single worker in her Maryland factory does the work of 10 in China.
Well, that is the only reason we can actually bring jobs here. It's highly automated.
How would you compare the productivity of American and Chinese workers?
My Chinese staff are more willing to do whatever it takes, but the American workers are more thoughtful. They will give me comments about the product. They will tell me what's working and what's not.
And she says there's another big advantage to coming home.
Do you take pride in the fact that these candles are now made here in the USA?
Huge. And we're shipping those to China. That's the most profound happiness I find.
Her Maryland factory now has about 60 employees, and she plans to add 15 to 20 more in the coming months to satisfy growing demand for her Made in America candles all around the world. Chip Reed, CBS News, Glen Burnie, Maryland.